What's up guys, I'm JacobTSuggs and welcome back to another video. And if I sound sick or congested throughout this entire video, it's because I am. Let's just say that in a fight between a 21-year-old man and green tree sperm, if you voted for 21-year-old man, I've got some disappointing news for you. That all being said, for anyone new to this channel, I don't really do reviews anymore because I feel like there's so many people doing that already, but after watching this particular film the other day, I feel like I really need to discuss this in detail and why Shazam just meant so much to me. I had the pleasure of attending an advanced screening for Shazam last Saturday with a few friends of mine, and going into the film, I was kind of cautiously optimistic. Although the film looked like a ton of fun, the DCEU doesn't really have my attention anymore, despite the fact that I'm a really big DC Comics fan, and that's because they don't really have a big picture or overall future plan as to where exactly they want to go. Well, I mean, they had one, and then they just kind of threw it away, so, why should I care anymore? What I'm basically saying is that although I was excited for Shazam, since the DCEU doesn't really know where it's heading in the years to come, I was afraid that even if the film stood on its own, I'd just have a hard time caring for this character that I don't know if I'm ever gonna see again. I just feel like understanding the DCEU's past failures helps provide a better understanding of my overall opinion on Shazam as a whole. And thankfully, Shazam was pretty much everything it needed to be, and kind of a little bit more. That's not to say that the film is perfect. It's not, and in my personal opinion, I think it went on for just a little too long, and some of the visual effects kind of look subpar for a mainstream blockbuster. There are moments in this film that feel silly and cheesy, but because the film isn't taking itself super seriously, it's easier to accept that this is just something that's happening in this world, rather than just sitting back and questioning it all in the back of your mind the entire time that you're watching it. Not saying that all films need to be executed the same way that Shazam was, I'm just saying that it's easier to accept a kid getting lightning powers rather than accepting a crocodile man and a woman with a baseball bat could kill the next Superman if need be. I know that other people have said this prior to me saying it now, but we're living in a world where superhero films are becoming more and more serious, or at least dealing with more serious subject matters like killing off half the universe. So I guess another strength for this film would be how Shazam is actually pretty easygoing, and how you can just kind of sit back, relax, and watch it without having to worry about extremely high stakes or have to connect all of the dots to countless other films in the back of your mind before walking into the theater to watch it. It pokes fun at the more common tropes that we see in superhero and comic book films today, and in return almost feels more like a parody of those films rather than just another traditional origin story, which, whether that was intended or not, it's something that paid off big time and is actually pretty fresh and creative. The film's not a game changer in my mind, but it's certainly one of the most creative and unique comic-based films to come out of recent years. And I think that is exactly what DC needed. This entire universe, believe it or not, was just saved single-handedly by Shazam of all characters, and I guess with a little help from Aquaman's success last year. Justice League failed because Warner Brothers quickly tried to build towards it for a large financial return, rather than focusing on the writing and properly developing these iconic characters. So after you fall from something that big, having a creative, unique solo film is exactly the small win that this universe needed to continue to thrive both commercially and critically. David F. Sandberg clearly put a lot of time and effort into thematically showing how a young teenage kid would react to getting superpowers, and because of so much time focusing on that and Billy and Freddy's friendship, it really made for a unique and different spin on how traditional origin stories play out. Shazam has a lot of heart, which makes it feel like a really personal film, something that really seemed to be lacking in prior DCEU installments. Billy Batson isn't just a relatable protagonist, he's one that you really care about and one that feels distinctly human. If anything, and I feel like this is the biggest positive that I can give to this movie, Shazam shows why the comic book genre has lasted so long and why it will continue to last longer in the years to come. Because this genre is extremely diverse in terms of both execution and narrative depending on the character or story that it's adapting. And with Shazam, it just goes to show that with creativity behind and in front of the camera like this, these adaptations are far more than just a corporate oversaturation saturation of one single genre. It's a perfect reflection of why these characters and the comic book industry have inspired so many generations, and why comic book heroes have lasted this long to begin with. I think it's a very important thing to take away from this film, and I'm really excited to see where this universe goes now. If they focus on smaller characters and make films this good, I really can't complain. That all being said, what did you think of Shazam? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And as always, I'm Frame by Frame. Remember the name. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.